Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Jennifer Bowman with Olympia Piano, and this is a short warm-up in the key of B minor. And this is patterned after the MTNA, which is Music Teachers National Association. It's an American organization, and we have this program called Music Literacy Program where you can take an exam every year. So if you're in the US and doing that program, you can use this video to prepare for it. If you're not in the US, don't worry about it. This is a great warm-up to get you situated in the key of B minor. B minor is what we call a relative minor to the key of D major. So I find it helpful to play the notes of D major. So you see which black keys we're using. Then march down 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3. And now play the same black keys that you just played, so C sharp and F sharp, just starting on B. And that's what we call a relative minor, because if you see a key signature at the beginning of a piece, F sharp and C sharp, you have 2 choices, and those choices are D major and B minor. And in fact, you'll find often composers will switch between major and minor during a piece. So this warm-up's going to take a little bit longer than the D major warm-up simply because we're going to go over both natural minor and harmonic minor. All right, so we're going to play the scale actually 4 ways. So we just figured out those notes, and the first way we're going to play the scale is as a tetrachord. So we're going to take the bottom half of the scale and the top half of the scale, split it between 2 hands. So the left hand will start. So the next way we'll play the scale will be with the right hand only. Right hand still has what I call standard fingering, so 3 plus 5, 8 notes in a scale. Let's go with the right hand, crossing under finger 3. The left hand is not going to do 5 plus 3 fingering, because if we started with 5, then we'd have a thumb right here on the black keys. And I'm not saying that you can never have a thumb on the black keys, but if there's a better option in a scale, we're not going to have thumb on black keys. So this is a 4 plus 4 scale. So here's the left hand, cross with 4, back, down, cross under 4. Now when we have hands together, right hand will be crossing around 3, left hand will be crossing around 4. Right hand under, left hand over, back down, left hand under, right hand over with 3. So now we're going to look at the other scale, which is called harmonic minor. And we use this harmonic minor scale to create a major 5 chord. So what we've got to do in the scale, we have these notes. We've got to raise the 7th scale degree a half step. That leaves a gap of 2 notes in between fingers 3 and 4 for the right hand, and 3 and 2 for the left hand. So you've got to just stretch a little bit at the top of that scale. So now let's do the same thing for harmonic minor. Tetrachord first. Right hand, stretch, back down, left hand. Okay, right hand alone, crossing under 3. Under, stretch, left hand starting with finger 4, cross with 4, back down, cross under 4, hands together, cross with 4, stretch, back down, stretch, left hand 2 of the warm-up is finding 2 of the chord harmonies that are in this scale. If you take the scale notes and you walk up the scale, it creates the harmonies of the key, which is pretty interesting. In this warm-up, we're just going to do the 1 and the 5. The 1 is called the tonic. The 5 is called the dominant. So I'm just going to take my scale notes and use them, stacking up in thirds to make a triad. So now I'll take the top half of the scale and I'll take some thirds out of that. And notice I'm using harmonic minor, so this 5 chord is major. So I'll tell you why we're using that harmonic minor, because this here is the 7th scale degree and we want it to lead back to the tonic. If you use a half step instead of a whole step, it's a lot stronger versus this. So I know that's a lot of talking, but here's the 2 chords just to review. We've got tonic, put your thumb where finger 5 was, all black keys, dominant, and let's go back. Left hand, same thing. Finger 5 goes where 1 was, major for the F sharp major 5 chord. Let's do that together. B minor is the tonic, F sharp major is the dominant. Part 3 of the warm-up, what we're going to do now is take that tonic and dominant chord. We're going to move the notes around of the dominant so the shared note stays in the same position. So the chords share this F sharp, so we're going to keep that F sharp on top and put this A sharp and C sharp down here. But then instead of playing C sharp, we're going to play what's called the 7th. And that is a whole step under that dominant note. We're going to use that instead of the C sharp. All right, so let's practice that. So the first thing we're going to think about is the thumb is going to move down a half step to do that T-do thing I was just mentioning. Thumb goes down a half step, and then we're going to keep our other fingers where they are, but play finger 4 instead of finger 3. That's your 5-7. And then scoot the thumb back up a half step. And we've got our 1, 5, 7, 1. Left hand, same notes, just different fingers. So finger 5, moving down a half step. Instead of playing finger 3, play finger 2. 1, 5, 7, 1. Hands together. 1, 5, 7, 1. Part 4 of the warm-up, very fun. We're going to play what's called an arpeggio. And that is, instead of playing the chord all together at the same time, we're going to play the notes one at a time. And in fact, we're going to take turns between the hands. It's going to be tonic, so this will be a B minor arpeggio. And then the left hand's going to cross over and play the tonic note, which is B, at the top with finger 2. So as soon as your left hand is done playing, I want you turning your hand to the side a little bit, crossing over, and then coming back down. It's going to look like this. Left hand, get ready, find that B, tonic, then come back down, find that F sharp with your thumb. And let's do it with the pedal. I will say that the B minor chords feel a little less balanced simply because this is a shorter finger and you have to come in a little further to play it as compared to the D major where the third fingers are longest. It's right in the middle. Part 5 of the warm-up is called intervals, and what we're going to do is start with the tonic. We're just going to play different distances going up the scale. So we've got a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then stretch to the next note for the 6th. Left hand, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. And let's do that. Hands together. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So that's it for this short warm-up in the key of B minor. I hope that you found it helpful, and I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel, sharing, looking for other videos like this. I also love to know where you're from, so please leave that for me in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.